Several retailers have already started preparing for Black Friday next week. The tradition, which started in the US, is marked by retailers offering massive discounts. It has gained popularity in the country over the last few years. So we're joined now by technology expert Toby Shepshak, who will tell us exactly what would be the best advice to give to somebody wanting to purchase anything technology related, particularly on Black Friday. Toby, thanks for joining us this morning. I think the first question is it even advisable to be purchasing gadgets of any kind during this kind of a deal day, or should we say Black Friday?
Yes, I don't see why not getting a good discount is not a good idea. I mean, I'm Jewish after all. You know, we don't pay retail, so we appreciate the discount time of year. But the key thing, Faith, is to do your homework. You know, lots of stores and lots of online stores advertise, save X, Y, and Z percentage. It may not necessarily be cheaper, or it may not be a better deal than is out there. So their annual deals, their Christmas deals, their Black Friday deals, you've just got to know what you plan to buy and whether you actually are getting a really good discount. So don't read one online store's discount. Look at several of them. Look at what the average cost is. And also bear in mind that they're always big December, Christmas time specials that always run. So just know what it is that you're buying and know what your discount will be, and always read the terms and conditions. One of the big problems people often have is that they buy something from a store and then it's not what they want and they don't want to get, and they want to return it, but the terms and conditions say that they can't. Just do your homework so that you're not left in a position where you buy something thinking you're getting a good discount or thinking it's what you want and you end up with something that it isn't. So do your homework, compare it to all the other deals that are out there, and don't just buy something because it's cheap. You know, there's a real psychological problem that happens when things are cheap. People just buy them because they're cheap, not necessarily because they need them or because they want them. So just have a broader picture of what it is, what's available, what you want, and check that you're not getting yourself into a situation you can't get out of, which is the terms and conditions prevent you from returning it. Or in many cases, people charge quite onerous fees if you return a product, which I understand is not in line with the Consumer Protection Act, but sometimes people do it anyway.
Toby, and exactly what type of gadgets should we be getting, especially around this time? Now, this is the big advice in terms of what should we be getting and what is actually valuable to the consumer.
Well, you know, the big ticket items that most people buy themselves around this time of year are, depending on your budget, a brand new television or a Bluetooth speaker or a new phone or a new computer. Again, just do your research. Go look at multiple sites. Go look at the average selling price of something. You know, look at what you would pay for it during the year, and don't be caught up in the excitement of getting a discount or Black Friday. I mean, I think there's a bit of the wrong kind of herd mentality. Unlike vaccinations, people start rushing and thinking they're getting a good deal and they go crazy. I mean, we see those videos year after year of people storming shops and shopping centers. Know what it is you're going to do. Kind of have like a game plan. Know what you need. Know what you need to spend, and don't get distracted. Unless, of course, it's a spectacularly good discount on something. Also, remember that part of this is a strategy by the retailers. They give you a massive discount on some products. They call them loss leaders. And then they expect you to buy other products as well because you're there and it's cheap and it's available. So just keep your wits about you. Don't get into a feeding frenzy, and do your homework.
I mean, very lastly, Toby, when we're looking at this, would you recommend cash or credit? And a lot of times people are buying on credit with that 12 months to pay or 24 months to pay special, and tying them up in what you've just said around contracts and not being able to get out of something that they may purchase, particularly during this time.
Yeah, look, I try and buy everything cash myself. It's the way I was brought up. Never buy something you can't pay for. Rather save and pay for it than buy it on credit, especially, on credit, you end up paying that extra percentage, depending on how much it is. It can be 10, 20% more. And no one factors that in as the cost. The product costs R1,000, but if you finance it over a year, who knows? It costs 1,500 or 2,000 Rand or even more. So again, do the numbers, check the numbers that you're doing. I much prefer buying cash. I'd rather save the money to have the money and then buy it outright, because firstly, there are no onerous terms and conditions, and secondly, you're not paying a percentage more for financing it. It's a safer way to do it, especially if you're planning the whole year in advance. Also remember that the Christmas deals are pretty good, and most of the retailers put out flyers, Macro and Game and Dion Wide and Incredible Connection. They put out flyers and they let you know what's going to happen, and they give you a good warning of what the specials are and what you're going to get. So I really worry, Faith, that people get into a feeding frenzy and they end up with things they don't necessarily want, and in contracts that they don't necessarily want. That said, there are also spectacular deals. You can, if you know what you're looking for and you kind of have a sense of it, you can pick up products at a great discount, as long as you know what you're getting yourself into.
Well, Toby, you said it right in terms of this current economic climate. Perhaps cash is king, and if you don't have the cash on you, maybe think about saving up. We're going to leave it there for this morning, but Toby Shafshak giving us the latest there in terms of technology. What should we be purchasing, particularly as Black Friday looms? But